Hey there, folks. Sand Teeth Ears and Ghost Riders here. The Blacksmith. Let's check it out. Blacksmithing is a seriously old profession. Cultures were utilizing metal tools and weapons thousands of years ago. Let's investigate how it relates to the Old West. Helping me today is our old Tucson blacksmith, Smitty, seen on the TV show Forged in Fire.
I have a lot of labor in my family history, a lot of proud people in my family who their sweat and blood and tears, really put food on the plate.
Early in the period, pretty much every settlement would have a blacksmith. Tools needed repairs and horseshoes were darned important. The blacksmith trade required years of practice to master. Many would apprentice with a blacksmith, then set out on their own. Post-Civil War, industry was booming and we're seeing mass production of many things the blacksmith used to produce, like nails, tools, and weapons. The Transcontinental Railroad made shipping those items from factories back east pretty easy, so on the wild frontier, their trade was morphing a little bit. A lot more farrier work and wagon wheel repair was going on in these towns, which became a good source of income for the blacksmith. Yeah, license and registration. No? I don't know if you all are aware, but there's like a 6-year-old girl driving this stagecoach. You aware of that? She's 10? She's 10? Did anybody check her ID or anything? Anybody here?
Take her word for it.
Okay, fine. All right. The best fuel for the forge would be coal, since it burns for long periods of time at the right temperature. A bellows would be used to stoke those coals.
Dr. Bellows!
This is stupid.
The anvil was where they did their molding. The flat part was designed for hammering and the horn for shaping. But pros like Smitty utilize all the areas of the anvil for different things.
What's going on, boss?
Hey, how are you there, Smitty?
Doing great, making it a little knife now.
Cool.
Might make this one into a little karambit, I don't know. I just gotta smash down this little half a rail spike here. A full-size one that someone had cut in half. I found it in my bucket of random things.
Cool. In the 1800s, in a town like this, where do you think they would get the steel in order to make things like this?
Well, they'd go to the railroad, they'd go to the army, or they'd go to the nearest big city that might have something like a foundry, maybe go to a mine town and see where they're getting their materials, or even just go to a mine and get, used tools to break down. You could get old wrenches to work on, you could get old bits of those miners' spikes, you can get all kinds of good steel from someplace like that. So they got it wherever they could get it. Some people roll into town with the carriage, things that break down. You can take the metal off the wheels if they're no good. You can reuse that. The leaf springs you can reuse.
Interesting. Wow. Okay. For the most part, you always had materials.
You always had materials as long as you were clever and you knew where to look.
Do you think the blacksmiths back then would have lived in a house, or do you think they would have lived in their shop, or
house normally?
Blacksmiths. They were making pretty good money.
Blacksmiths generally were taken care of throughout history. There's a lot of misconceptions about the simple little blacksmith shop. That did happen on occasion, but generally speaking, he was a pretty important guy in town. And even if he didn't make a lot of money, he could barter.
Right. Okay.
They were also very well taken care of when taken captive during wartime. The blacksmiths would often not be treated badly because they could be used.
Right. Interesting. Smitty is dressed in coveralls made by wardrobe. Those could be made from wool since that was naturally flame resistant. You might also see smiths wearing a leather apron. As you've seen at Renaissance fairs and living history events, the art of smashing red-hot metal until it turns into something useful is still around today. If you're at an event featuring a blacksmith, go check it out and see what you can learn. Well, folks, that's it for another episode. Thanks for watching. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you on down the trail.
Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way. Oh, that tongue, you're too late. Come to supper. Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way. Oh, that tongue,
Oh, look at that.
You got the duck, okay? Like me. Just like this.
Blaze, it's not a duck, it's a horse. You call it a duck. Sorry, she didn't mean you were a duck. You're not really, oh, I'm so scared.